We've got to. So while you're getting to the right page, or you guys are talking about sequence of events. Can anybody tell me what a sequence of events is? Yeah, that's very good. All right, so what can you tell me? We're looking at our first page here. What's the name of our story? Boomtown. What do you think Boomtown means? Keeps on getting bigger and bigger. Anybody got another idea? One more?
A really big town.
A really big town. So a town that gets really bigger and bigger, and a really big town. All right, so I want you to follow along with me. I'm going to read it to you, and we'll pause a few times in between, all right? The Boomtown by Sonia Levinson. Okay. All right. It took us 21 days on the stagecoach to get to California. When we got there, I thought we'd live with Pa in the goldfield. A whole tent city was built up, but Ma shook her head. The goldfields are no place for children. We'll get a cabin and live in town. What town? A stage stop? A pump house? A few log cabins? That was it. It was so wide and lonesome out west, even a shadow ran off. Ma found a cabin big enough for all of us. Baby Betsy, brothers Billy, Joe, Ted, and me, Amanda. Pa came in from the goldfields every Saturday night singing. So I got me a mule and some mining tools, a shovel, a pick, and a pan. So I worked all day without no pay. I guess I'm a foolish man. First, Mom made him take a bath in a tin tub set out under the stars. Then Pa sang songs and told stories he heard from the miners. Stories about men finding big nuggets and striking it rich. But poor Pa, he had no luck at all. Still, every Monday morning he'd leave for the gold field full of hope. All right, what do we know so far? Raleigh. Okay. He's working in the gold field. We've got a family, right? Is it a big or small family? Big family. And where are they? In town. Are they in Kansas? No, where are they? There we go. All right, back to it. We're on page 165. Days were long and lonely. The hills spread out as far as forever. Nights, me and Ma and my brothers and baby Betsy would sit out and wait for a shooting star to sail across the sky. Once in a while, a crow flew by. That's all the excitement there was. My brothers worked up some furrows. They planted corn, potato, beans. Then they ran around climbing trees, skinning their knees. But after all the water was fetched and the wash was all done, after the soap was made and the fire laid, after the beds were fixed and the floor was swept, I'd sit down outside our cabin door with baby Betsy. So bored I think I'd die. Also, I hankered for some pie. I love to bake pie. I asked Mom, and she said, pie would be good, but we have no pie pans. No real oven, just a wood stove. How would you bake a pie? I poked around in the big box of stuff and found an old iron skillet. I decided to make a pie crust and pick gooseberries to fill it. Gooseberries grew on a bush near town. I picked a big pailful and went back to home. I made a crust with flour, butter, a little water, and a pinch of salt, and then I rolled it out. Ma came in and said, looks good, Amanda. I knew you could make it. But tell me, how will you bake it? I showed Ma the skillet. She shook her head. I don't think that'll work. But you can try it. It'll work, I said. Brothers Billy, Joe, and Ted were there laughing. When the wood turned to coals, I put my pie inside the old stove. After a while, I smelled a bad burning. I pulled out my pie, hard as a rock. Billy, Joe, and Ted whooped and slapped their sides. They snatched up my pie and tossed it high into the air. They ran outside, and Billy whacked it hard with a stick. Pie pieces flew all over the place, and my brothers bent over laughing. I was so mad I went right back to make another. I swore none of them would get a bite. I rolled out my crust and filled it with berries, shoved the pie into the oven, and soon it took out. I set the pie down to cool. I went off to do some mending. Next thing I know, Baby Betsy just learned to walk. Sat there with the pie glue all over her face. Too soft, the filling ran down on Betsy, and she wailed like a coyote in the night. It took me one more try, but I got it right. That night we ate my gooseberry pie, and it was delicious. All right, so far, what do you think is going to happen? Can we get some predictions? I'll eat it, maybe. One more. Make a store and sell pies. All right, let's keep going. All right. When Pa came home from the Goldfields on Saturday night, there was a pie for him, too. Amanda, you are the queen of the kitchen, Pa scooped me up and whirled me around. I was proud. The next week, I made an extra pie for Pa to take with him to the Goldfields. Saturday night, when he came home singing, coins jangling in his pocket, we all ran out to ask, Dad, you strike gold? Or did you strike gold, Pa? No, he said. I sold Amanda's pie. The miners loved it. They paid me 25 cents a slice. After that, Pa took pies to the Goldfields every week. Every week he came home with coins in his pocket. Some miners walked right to our door looking for pie. They told Mom, you should open a bakery. Ma said, it's my girl Amanda who's the baker. If she wants to make pies, that's fine, but I have no time. Ma had a new baby on the way. It was up to me. I figured I could sell pies to the miners and fill up our money jar, but I needed help. I rounded up my brothers and told them, if you want to eat pie, you've got to work. They grumbled and groaned, but they knew I'm in it. So Billy built me a shelf, Joe made me a sign, Amanda's Fine Pies said, and Ted helped pick berries and sour apples. Sour apple? It's like a green apple. It's the same thing as an apple, but it's a little sour. It makes a good pie. All right. I needed more pans and another bucket. One day, Peddler Pete came by, and with the money I made, I bought him. You're a right smart little girl, said the peddler. What's a peddler? Anybody know? A trader. That's good, yeah. He's a guy who has a bunch of stuff and he trades things. It's one of your words, isn't it? There you go. All right. Being in business like this, I thought fast and told him, anybody can make money out here. Folks need things all the time and there's no stores around. If you were to settle and start one, I bet you'd get rich. Peddler Pete scratched his beard. Not a bad idea, he said. My feet were sore from roaming. I could use this cart to build my way up, having a store. Pretty soon we had us a real store called Peddler Pete's Trading Post. Trappers and traders, traders, and travelers appeared. After shopping at Pete's, they were good and hungry. They came to our cabin looking for pie. Some liked it here so well they decided to stay. Soon we had a copper, a tanner, a miller, a blacksmith. Town was starting to grow. A prospector came in on the stage from St. Joe, his clothes covered in dirt. He looked around at the folks eating pie and said, "There's someone here just washing?" I stepped right up and told him, "What we need is a laundry. Why don't you stay and start one?" Why the miners are sending their shirts clear to China? You'll make more money doing laundry than looking for gold. The man thought a while and said with a smile, "You're right, little lady. That's a dandy idea. I'll send for my wife to help." All right, so what's Amanda doing now? Here we go. She's selling pies. But what's happening while she's selling pies? There we go. So now we've got, in the town, we've got a copper who is, makes things out of, who makes things out of metal. We got a blacksmith who does the same thing. We've got a tanner, a guy who does laundry, trading post. So the town's starting, right? Soon, shirts and sheets fluttered in the line as people brought their washing in. A tailor came to make men clothes. A cobbler crafted shoes and boots. We heard the tap of the tanner and smelled the sweet leather. A barber moved in with shaving mugs and an apothecary with herbs and healing drugs. So the town grew up all around us. My pie business blossomed. Sometimes the line snaked clear around the house. Baby Betsy entertained the people while they waited. Billy added another shelf. Joe and Ted made a bench. We all picked berries and apples. Even Ma came to help. We had to get a bigger jar for all the money coming in. One day our old friend Cowboy Charlie rode in. Like everyone else, he stopped for some pie. I'd like to rest with this fellow, he said. Where can I leave my horses? Well, there's no livery stable, I said, but why don't you start one? You can rent our horses and wagons too. That would be the perfect business for you. You're just full of great ideas, little lady, Cowboy Charlie said. He twirled his lariat. I'd like to settle down. I'd like to stay here and do just that. Soon a trail was worn right to Charlie's stable door. All day we heard the snorting of horses. Ooh, sorry guys. Now Charlie needed hay. Farmers brought wagons and sacks full of feed with all the people riding in. Someone decided to build a hotel and a cafe. The town grew fast all around us. The owner of the cafe bought pies for me, 5 or 6 at a time. I taught Billy how to roll the crust. Joe got wood for the stove. Ted washed the fruit, and Baby Betsy tried to stir in the sugar. The money jar in our kitchen looked ready to burst. Where would we safely keep all our cash? Lucky us, one day Mr. Hooper, the banker, appeared. I'm building a bank, Mr. Hooper said to me. This is getting to be a boom town. We'll use your bank, I told Mr. Hooper. But the roads are so poor. In the winter there's mud, and summer there's dust. You need some sidewalks and better streets. You're a smart little lady, said Mr. Hooper, tipping his hat. I'll see what I can do about that. Before we knew it, the bank was built and the wooden sidewalks were laid. Our street was called Bank Street, and the other was Main. Soon every lane and landmark had a name. Pa and my brothers built on a big room for our bakery. Men sent for their families, new houses appeared everywhere, babies and children filled up the town. We needed a school and a good schoolmarm. We knew Miss Camilla from the stagecoach days. She was living up the coastways. Charlie rode off to fetch her, and she was glad to come. Miss Camilla, the teacher, had married a preacher, and he came too. We all got together to build a church and a school. Bells rang out every day of the week. Now this was a real boom town. One day Pa said to me, Amanda, I'm through panning for gold. Will you let me be in business with you? Sure, I said happily. I'd love to work with you, Pa. I'd also like to go to school. All right, so we started off from what? We started off with one cabin, right? One cabin, or a handful of cabins and some tents. Where are we at now? Look at that picture on page 179. We're all over the place. Where are we now? Oops, sorry. Right. All right, let's finish the story, then we'll talk a little more. All right, so Pa turned to baking, and we all worked together. Pa sang while he rolled out the dough. Amanda found a skillet and berries to fill it. Make pies without a pan. Our pies are the best.